Great chefs are specific. They're particular. The ingredients they use in their dishes are methodically selected and sourced. We are honored they trust these beloved ingredients to our cookware. Meet Chef Rick Lopez, who is so particular about cheese, he worked with the local cheesemaker to craft his own for La Condesa in Austin, Texas.
For me, the ingredient I obsess over is cheese. I love it, the way it smells, I like the texture, I like making our own cheese when we can. I remember when I was younger, my grandmother would use this cotija cheese, which is a little bit drier, a more calm flavor profile to it. So really having an understanding of what raw versus pasteurized versus hard versus aged cheese was. As a kid, finding my flavors, that was always a cool thing for me to learn. Coming into now being a chef and running a restaurant, sharing with others the flavor profiles of cheeses, it's like a gooey spot in my little part right there that I have for the cheese. We try to do good things to all of our product, which is maybe sometimes as little as possible. This Dos Lunas Clásico recipe was designed just for this restaurant. It was a small part of me helping Joaquin understand what we needed, and in turn, it's become this thing where it's our recipe, it belongs to us, and we use it anywhere we can to melt cheese. Well, my collaboration with Dos Lunas came about approximately 13 years ago. I was looking to find the next melty cheese here at the restaurant with Dos Lunas, and I remember desperately saying, I need some cheese to be melted for a queso dish. And he's like, cool, I got you. And then maybe a week later, we started collaborating on these little blocks of cheese. So we had to cook this cheese a little bit more because it's raw milk, not pasteurized. When he was cooking it, he had to cook a different way from what his father was doing in Venezuela. And finding that temperature on his end proved to be maybe a challenge. And in finding that process, it could have easily been either one of us saying, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore. But the cool part is we kept working with each other. It came to be, we finally figured it out. We've had our recipe for about 12 or 13 years, and Joaquin or his family still delivers to us, which is amazing for Austin and the growth. I think what he does, only he can do. You know, if you know type deal, but what he does, it's awesome. So having that here in our space with something that's direct from the source, from the artisan, is pretty cool. Pretty fun to have in and share that story with people. The main ingredient that we use it for that sells the most in this restaurant is for a Queso Flameado, a baked cheese. It's been on the menu forever. It gets rajas, it gets black beans, and then a whole bunch of cheese on top. You want something, a hot vessel, to get everything bubbly, cooked, and when cooking in the carbon steel, you're gonna hold that heat. We bake it in a salamander. Never any oven time, you just want that crustiness to happen, that grease to kind of bubble up. As that's happening, the smell of the bacteria in the cheese, the nuttiness of the cheese starts to go. Once you feel that little crust on top, you're pretty much there, and then the underneath is gonna be all that ooey-gooey situation. People in Austin, they want that hot cheese pull. Rather than put it in a little bowl, you're gonna have everything held in that carbon steel. I think to us too, it looks really pretty, having that kind of campfire feel, that rustic feel. Hit the table, side of tortillas, maybe some habanero pickles. You're winning at that point, I think. As a chef here in this restaurant, we get the best ingredients. I wouldn't want to waste those ingredients in anything less than in the best pots and pans available. We're such a busy space with a small footprint in the kitchen, but cooking so many different meals, everything's got to have a little backbone to it. I believe MadeIN is as obsessed with their cookware, with their line, as we are with our ingredients, understanding the craftsmanship behind it all too. I remembered the meeting, the face-to-face, seeing some of the team members from MadeIN, and just said, I felt good about it, really, truly. I just felt good with the connection, because that's how we do it. If you look good, you feel good, you cook good, everything comes out good. I always want people to feel like they made a good choice when they came to the restaurant. It's plain and simple like that. I just want people to know that we're doing really good work for them. It's kind of cheesy to say that, but we want people to feel cool, and that they've had a great, fun time with their experience, and then to know that the food is pretty honest. You won't get that in so many downtown area places all the time, but we try really hard here. That's our thing, we just gotta try really hard. I'm Chef Rick Lopez, and I use MadeIN.